OG King T, what's good?
What's good, Vlad?
First time on Vlad TV.
Yeah, glad to be here, man.
Definitely a pleasure.
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. So you, I know you bounced around a lot, but you spent a lot of your childhood in Compton?
Not really. Mainly back and forth from the Valley to LA. Really, I didn't get introduced to Compton until like the late '80s when I met this cat named Scotty D. He owned he was sort of like the Dapper Dan of.
Oh, so you made clothes.
Made clothes, Fila,
Custom
down
made, yeah.
custom made, yeah. And he kind of put me on. You know, I was trying to DJ back then. I wasn't going to school. You know, my parents said, you know, the regular old parent thing, you get a job, I get out. So one day while I'm skipping school, I just happened to walk past this custom sweatsuit shop, and I saw the turntables in the back. They wasn't open, but I sat there until somebody came. And that's how I met Scotty D, and that's how I met DJ Pooh, and you know, I kind of already knew Bobcat because I used to go to the skating ring out there in the Valley, and I would just sit there and watch him DJ the little skating ring and things like that. So I kind of knew Bob already, and that's one of the first lies I told Scotty, like, I'm down with DJ Bobcat, Uncle Jamm's Army, and you know, not knowing Scotty was already down with Uncle Jamm's Army. DJ Pooh is down with Dunk. They all work for Roger Clayton, rest in peace, that founded Uncle Jamm's Army. So that's kind of how I got in. And he had some cats that worked at the shop that was born and raised in Compton named Big Pete. And he kind of put me onto the Compton thing. He used to protect me a little bit because I was young, but I was good on the turntables. But the crew had too many DJs. Yeah. So I had to get on the mic, and you know, we did parties around the Valley, and that's kind of how I got to MCing. They gave me the name King T. DJ Pooh gave me that name, and it was on from there. And I represented Compton because that's who put me on.
Right. I mean, in your verses, you're like, I'm from the boondocks of Compton, California.
Yeah. And that's where they were from. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just got put on. You know.
Sure.
Quoted in, you know.
Sure. Now, I mean, you were into the music stuff when you were a kid. Did you get involved in any of the street stuff as well?
Oh, well, yeah, most definitely. Trying to fit in, you know, especially moving to Compton. You know, the guys that surround are, you know, gangsters, and you want to, you know, you want them to believe you're really part of, you know, I've been on little sprees, robbing sprees, and out jacking motherfuckers for their cars and things like that. And yeah, I got involved, and you know.
So you were, like, I read that you were associated with the Nutty Block, Crips?
That's where I lived.
That's where you lived?
Yeah.
Were you officially?
No.
You weren't?
No. Not officially a gang member, but let's just say I was just part of the family, you know. I met, you know, with Knockout and Drayster and a couple other cats around there, you know, coming up with them. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were younger though.
Yeah, way younger.
Yeah, way younger.
Babies.
Exactly. Exactly. So, you know, when you look at the whole image that you portrayed, like, you know, on the first album, Act a Fool, you're walking with a sawed-off shotgun with a pistol grip, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, shotgun. I mean, how mixed up were you in that life at the time that album came out?
Pretty much deep into it, because that's all that I was around, you know, where I lived. Even, you know, being down with these cats when we were based in the Valley, you know, it was a lot of trouble surrounding that because we were, you know, we were kind of in a what would you say, like out of bounds, trying to sell Fila suits and stuff to these Valley cats, but you know, we're representing the city. And some of them get jealous and want to come around and cause trouble because they grew, you know, going out with their girls, and girls was flirting, and got a lot of trouble. So we had to protect ourselves. Gun battles, fights, lots of fights. That's how we got put up out of there. It was like a battle between Compton and the Valley. They wanted us out of there. So I was young then, for 15, 16.
So at 15 or 16, you were getting into shootouts.
Most definitely. We had to protect what we bought here, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and at that age, you're so impressionable, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to be part of the crew. So yeah, it was going on around there. I mean, this is also though where I met J-Roll, you know what I'm saying? He was, that's part of the Alcoholics.
Yeah.
He was there. It just came down to a thing to us protecting what we have here, and that's what brings it on, the fights, the shootouts, and, later on after leaving and like really getting my first record, my second little independent record out, I've done some stupid things, running around with the wrong crowd, just doing that regular thing, running around with guns, pulling guns on, taking people's stuff and things like that. Just being a kid, but it was stupid.
Yeah. Well, now living in the Nutty Block area of Compton, how come you never decided to join the Nutty Block Crips?
Actually, it's just where I live.
Because you're already talking about how you thugging it out pretty much. You know what I mean?
Music was my first passion, regardless of anything. I'm just trying to let my friends know that I am down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just as tough as the rest of y'all. But see, I also got this. I could, get down on turntables. Right. Music was my first passion. So who really grows up considering being a gangster their life, you know what I'm saying? And this is how I'm gonna support my kids being a gangster. And I want to rap on the mic. I want to make records. I want to rock parties, and I want to party. I want bitches, you know what I'm saying? Not stitches.
Sure. So you get your first record deal.
Yeah.
And Act a Fool comes out, and I remember I lived in the Bay when it came out.
Okay.
We were fucking with it. Wow. We were definitely riding around, with that album. What really changed once that album came out, and people, the song started getting in circulation?
Oh, it was love. I really wasn't ready for it. I feel when I look back, I wish I would have respected what I was receiving back then, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I was young, and at the time I had management, Ice-T, and it's just the way that I think I received everything too fast. I didn't.
You were how old at the time?
16, 17. Around.
Oh,
17. Let's just say 17.
You had your first album out at 17.
17 going on 18, yeah.
Crazy. And who was out? Because before you was sort of the electro,
right?
L.A.
Egyptian Lover.
Yeah. Uncle Jam's Army.
Even what it was groups like CIA that. Ice Cube and Dre, but it was kind of still on the electric.
Yeah, World Class Wrecking Crew.
Right.
And then you were part of like the gangster rap wave of LA.
I see. We didn't have that back then. There wasn't no gangster rap back then, so I don't know what you would call it back then.
But I mean, when you look at it, you got a pistol grip shotgun on the cover of your album. Like, I mean, come on. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
you got to realize though, my first like independent joints was like Payback Some Mother. Didn't really talk too much about gangster. I was trying to be more lyrical with Payback Some Mother. Then I put out The Coolest was kind of on some rhyming,
Act
boom
a
bap
Fool,
type.
Act a Fool
Yeah.
had.
Then I did You Better Bring a Gun, and see, this is when I moved into Compton, and this is what's around me now.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, then after that, Act a Fool, and then
Now,
So
I remember you had that one verse that always kind of stuck with me. He said, "If you want to roll, just wear neutral colors. If anybody asks you, just have to tell them you my brother."
Right.
It's like, and like, I remember at the time, like the whole Crip and Blood thing was starting to kind of spill into the media, and movie like Colors were coming out and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, and I was young at the time, but I'm like, damn, like, you have to sit there and wear certain types of colors if you want to go to a party or potentially get murdered. Like,
I gotta keep it 100. I mean, to a kid, you know, that's there, 15, 16 years old, it's kind of exciting to them. You know what I'm saying? They want to be a part of that. If they don't have, you know, their family at home, their father, their mother, whatever, but they could go out and get their family in the street. You know, this is my family, and they're gonna protect me, and I could ride for them and practically get away with murder.
yeah.
This is really my first time really talking with me, and basically he told me, like, you know, he didn't appreciate the letter that I dropped, and it made him seem like he was a liar or whatnot, and they fucking stole off on me in the Nike store.
That's so not accurate, Black. That's beyond not accurate.
It's so accurate.
It's not.
It's completely
Like,
true.
Nas
all you Nas fans could sit there and hate me and talk a bunch of shit, which they did when I went on Twitter.